Okay, hello, hello. What is up, everybody? I'm Lauren.
I'm Kandis.
And we've got a little recovery work for you today. Candace, what do we need?
We just need a mat, a foam roller,
And your beautiful selves.
and that's
And
it.
that's it. All right, go ahead and come to your mat. We've got a little bit more of the lower body hip focus today. Well, yeah, hips, calves, feet. So we're gonna start on hands and knees and just do some easy hip openers to start. So let's get those hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, spread your fingers nice and wide. We're gonna take your left knee and reach it up behind you and make the biggest circle that you can with that knee towards your elbow, back to the floor, all the way up behind you. Just kind of making giant circles. We're gonna do a few on each side. Just get some nice, good movement here, thinking about reaching every corner of that hip. Let's go two more on this side. Good, guys. All right, and actually we're gonna stay on this side and just go the other direction. This direction's a little more awkward for me, bringing the knee forward, out to the side, around behind you. There we go. Let's get a couple more in this direction. Good. All right, let's switch to the other side. So bringing that right knee way up behind you, all the way up and out to the side and around. Just kind of getting our blood flowing, some easy movement here. We're going to get into some deeper hip stretches today. I'll make sure we're good and warm for those. Let's take it the other direction. Knee in towards the chest, towards the elbow, all the way out.
These are actually so much harder
than they look. Yes. Candace says these are so much harder than they look. Yeah. Kind of start to like your
Hips are tight.
yeah. Shoulders start to get warm, as long as you're not just sinking into them. I mean, if you're pressing the floor away from you, you've got a nice stable base here, then yeah, you start to feel it. Let's go one more here. All right, put that knee down on the floor, and let's just press the hips back towards the heels into your down dog. You can reach the arms way out in front of you. Let your forehead rest on the floor. And just a few nice deep breaths here. That's it. Okay, let's walk those hands over to the left. We're going to stack the right hand on top of the left. Getting nice and long through the right side. Nice little stretch through that lat. Good, guys. Okay, walk those hands to the center. And all the way over to your left. This time we're going to stack left hand on top of the right. Take some deep breaths into your torso. Fill it up like a balloon. 360 degrees. And let's walk those hands back to center. Good. Go ahead and press up. And we're going to come to stand at the top of your mat. So we're going to start with a little bit more of a dynamic flow in the beginning, and then we'll get into a little bit of foam rolling and some nice long holds at the end. So we're going to start at the top of your mat, and we're going to step it back into a reverse lunge. So let's start with the left foot first. We're going to step your left foot back into your reverse lunge. Okay, left knee's not resting on the floor, it's just hovering. And then we're going to pivot into your sumo squat, okay? Sumo squat just means your feet are wider than your regular squat width, knees are pointing out, not caving in, chest is up nice and high. And then let's bring the hands to the floor, straighten the legs, Lift your hips up towards the ceiling and fold it forward. Nice little stretch through the low back and hamstrings. Good. Okay, let's reverse that. So we're going to sink the hips down, coming back into that sumo squat. Chest is up nice and tall. We're going to pivot again back into your reverse lunge. And then shift your weight forward and come to stand. Very good. Okay, let's do that on the right side. Step your right foot back into that reverse lunge. Right knee hovers over the floor. And then we're gonna pivot, sorry, our backs are gonna be to you for this one, into our sumo squat. And hands to the floor, lift the hips. Let the crown of the head relax towards the floor. Good, let's reverse that. So sink those hips, chest up nice and tall. Pivot back into your lunge, and then shift it forward, come to stand at the top. Nice work. Okay, we're gonna do that again on the left leg. Step that left foot back. We're gonna pick up our pace just a little bit here. Reverse lunge, pivot, sit it low, hands down, hips up, head hangs. That's it. Good. Chest up. Back into that sumo squat. Pivot into your lunge. Back up to the top. Stepping back with the right leg this time. Pivot. Sink it low. Hands down. Hips up. Good. Back into that sumo squat. Back into our reverse lunge. And back up to the top. Good job, guys. We've got one more of those on each side. Step it back with the left foot. Core is engaged here. Chest is up nice and tall. Pivot. Sink the hips. Hands down. Hips up. Good. Hips down. Chest up. Pivot. Back to the top. One more time on the right. Here we go. Step it back. Nice and controlled. Sink it low. Hands down. Hips up. See if you can't bring the crown of your head any closer to the floor for this last one. Good. Hips down, chest up. Pivot. And back to the top. Nice work, guys.
That felt good.
Did feel good. Heart rate's up just a little bit here. Start to get nice and warm. Okay, we've got one more little flow. So come onto your hands and knees. We're going to start in that same quadruped position that we started with for our hip circles. And this time we're going to press, well, tuck your toes underneath you, and then we're going to press the knees up off of the floor so that they're hovering just about an inch or so. So now we're in this bear position. Okay, don't sink into your shoulders. Press the floor away from you. Core is engaged. From here, walk your hands back. Bring your heels to the floor, and we're going to come into a squat, okay? We're not sinking into this low, deep squat. Okay, your quads are working a little bit here. Going to get a little warm. From here, bring your hands to the floor. Walk it back into that bear pose. Good. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs. Press the hips up, coming into our down dog. And let's just rest here for a minute. And bend one knee and then the other. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide. Triceps are rotating in towards the face. So you're nice and broad across the back. Good, guys. Okay, let's bend the knees. Shift it forward into your bear pose again. That's it. From here, walk the hands back. We're going to come up into that squat. Let's hold it here. We're going to let our quads burn a little bit. Ooh, yeah. Good. Okay, hands down. Walk it forward. Bear pose. Straighten the legs back into your down dog. Good, guys. And breathe here. This is our resting position. we're just above the floor. Good. Okay, walk those hands back. Heels come down, chest is up. We're in our squat. Let's try to get those thighs parallel to the floor. Oh. Nice work. Hands to the floor. Walk it out back into your bear. That's it. And let's press those hips up. Those quads a little bit of a break. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. Nice work, guys. Let's bring those knees to the floor and we'll go ahead and rest. Come on up to sit. I'm gonna pass it over to Kandis.
All right, okay guys, grab your foam rollers here and we're gonna spend some time on like the calf portion and work a little bit on the feet with your arches and everything. Let's go ahead and start with the right side. So we're gonna go ahead and roll the anterior side of your leg here, okay? So we're gonna start with on the right side of that bone here on your right leg, okay? So we're gonna go right below your knee. You can tuck your heel right beneath you, all right? And then you're just gonna roll all the way through that muscle belly. So again, on that lateral side of your leg in the front. There you go, just take your time on this one. Stop right above the ankle. Not to roll through your ankle here. We're gonna slowly roll back up towards your knee. Nice deep breaths. That left leg can kind of assist you when you're rolling back and forth. But just kind of let your toes of your right foot drag on the mat. Put your body weight into it here.
This one always sneaks up on me.
Yeah, it's always so much tighter than you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Here you go, guys. So let's go ahead and we'll switch it to the left side, but do the same muscle group, okay? So since we're in this position, switch to your left leg, and you're gonna roll again, that anterior side on the outer portion of the front of your leg here, okay? So again, drop your body weight into it. Let your toes of your left foot just kind of drag on the mat. Make sure you get all the way down to your ankle. And then roll it nice and slow. Back up to your knee. Take your time. And just remember to not roll right on top of that bone, okay? You're off to the side of it during this one. Good, nice and easy. About 10 more seconds on this side, and then we'll shift it back to the right leg, and we'll go ahead and get our right calf, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. And shifting it to a seated position here. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start right beneath our knee. So right leg's right over the foam roller. All right, and so make sure again you're gonna roll your entire muscle belly on this one, okay? So you can cross the left over the right and then lift your hips. If that's too much pressure, you can leave that left leg off to the side, okay? So we're up, roll all the way through the muscle belly, all the way down to your ankle. You can drop your hips, readjust, just to make sure you get all the way down. There you go. Be looking for those really tense spots. There you go, good. Rolling all the way through. There you go, stay here about 10 more seconds. We're just trying to loosen up the lower leg before we get into those arches of your feet. Good, let's go ahead and switch. Switch over to the left side. So again, let's start right below your knee on this one, crossing the right leg over, so you get a little bit of added pressure there. Lifting your hips, and then you're gonna roll all the way through the muscle belly. get right above that ankle joint. There you go, and then rolling it back down nice and easy. Good, keep that muscle relaxed, stay here. About another 10 seconds or so, and then we'll hit those arches really quick. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good job. And bring your feet off of the foam roller, good job. Shake it out a little bit, let's go ahead and stand. So you can use the wall to kind of support you, or you could just be here, use that back leg to support. So we're gonna go ahead and place our right foot on top of the foam roller. All right, so we're gonna stay right in this arch, okay? And you're just gonna kind of roll through on each side, okay? Or through all points of your arch on this one. So if your heels are feeling really tight, kind of roll up on top of that heel for just a second. But just try to put some pressure on there. You can lean into it here. Hopefully your ankles are feeling a little bit more mobile.
Yeah, for sure.
After foam rolling, yeah. Good, good.
Candace and I were talking before we started this video about plantar fasciitis, and just how painful it can be. This is a really good one to do if you're experiencing that. All of the lower body rolling that we've done today is really good if you have plantar fasciitis.
Absolutely.
Also taking just a plastic water bottle and filling it with water and freezing it and rolling that under your foot can feel really good.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's go ahead and switch to the left side. Same thing, let's get that arch. So again, you can use the wall to support you, or you just use that body weight, kind of lay into your arch. Get all points of that.
I also just want to point out that Candace is responsible for the mood lighting in all of our recover videos, and I feel like she's setting the bar really high for when Wednesday night recover class starts back up again.
You can borrow the tea lights, Lauren. You can have them. Savon.
I usually do have the mood music going, but I don't
yeah.
have the tea lights. Candace is killing it with the mood.
You got the music though, that's for sure. All right, guys, we can bring it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. You can set those foam rollers aside,
and you can kind of keep it nearby. You might want it for this next one.
Very true.
Let's start. We're going to do a hip flexor stretch. So we're going to bring one foot out in front. We just want to make sure you've got a nice 90-degree angle in the front leg here. We don't want to be here. We don't want the knee in front of the toes. Okay, we're going to be here. So other leg is nice and long behind you. You can untuck those toes. We're going to tilt the pelvis underneath you, kind of scoop it underneath you as if it's a bowl of water and you're trying to level it out.
And that is key for this stretch.
It is. It really is, yeah.
To get the most out of it, make sure you're really trying to focus on scooping your hips under.
Absolutely. Scoop your hips under, and so your core should be tight. This should be a pretty active stretch, okay? And so from here, we're just gonna shift forward just a little bit until you feel a nice stretch through the front of that left hip flexor, left quad. This is where your foam roller might come in handy if you want to have it here in front of you to rest your hand on. That's fine. We're just gonna hold it here. If you're not using your foam roller for stability and you want to use that hand and reach it overhead, get a little more length through the left side of your body, you're welcome to do that. Good, making sure that core is still active, pelvis is still in place. Loosened up any. Maybe you can shift that right knee forward a little bit more. Mine's like like maybe a centimeter. I really can't go forward unless I just totally let my core relax, which we're not doing here. Okay, let's bring that hand down, shift it back, and switch sides. So don't rush into this, right? Take time to get your setup right. Check the angle of your front leg, check the position of your pelvis. So as soon as you scoop that pelvis underneath you, you should feel something in your right leg. And then from here, pull that belly button in towards your spine, chest is up, shoulders back, and then you can start to shift forward a little bit. Right hand can either be on that foam roller for stability, or you can reach it overhead for a little more length through the right side of your body. Everything's engaged here. You might even squeeze that right glute a little bit. See if you can't shift the left knee forward anymore. Nice, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and shift it back. Good. Okay, from here we're going to come into a pigeon pose. Get a nice stretch through the low back, the glutes, the piriformis. So we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up into your plank position. From here, we're going to reach the right knee between the hands and come to rest on the outer edge of that, the outer side of that right leg. Left toes will untuck. Left leg is nice and long behind you in a nice straight line. Leg isn't rolled in, it's not rolled out. Kneecap is straight down towards the floor. You can stay here. You also have an option of coming down to your forearms, or maybe your forehead. Maybe you can reach your nose to the floor, your forehead to the floor. We'll be here for another minute, so you've got plenty of time to kind of work your way through that progression. If you are somebody who works out regularly, this is probably a pretty good stretch for you. You probably have relatively tight hips. Maybe you work out regularly and you're an anomaly and you have very loose hips. If that's the case,
that is not me.
It's not me. Good for you.
Let us know who you are.
What are you doing? If that's the case, you can bring your right foot away from your hip, okay, so that your shin is more parallel. That'll help you feel the stretch a little bit more, maybe. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and place those hands down. If they're out in front of you, put them back on the floor. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Press the floor away. Lift those hips up and stretch your foot back. Good. Kind of enjoy this little midway point. And then when you're ready, we'll come into the left side. So left knee will come between the hands. Right toes untuck, nice and long behind you. Good. So we'll be here for a minute. So you've got time to work your way down to your forearms, your palms, your forehead, if you choose. Notice how this side feels compared to the other side. Again, if you're a normal person, one side will probably feel tighter than the other. If it doesn't, tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, what's up?
Where are you people? Last few seconds on the side. those right toes underneath you. And press it up, step that left leg back, nice and easy here. Pedal it out. Nice work. Okay, let's bring the knees to the floor. And we're just gonna finish off with a nice little forward fold. So just coming to sit. We're gonna extend the legs out in front of you. So on this one, I want you to bring your hands behind you. Get that spine nice and tall, okay? Legs are zipped together, toes are pulling back towards the shins. From here, let's start to walk your hands forward, down your shins. If you feel a lot of tightness in your hamstrings here, this might be where you land. You might be able to walk your hands to your ankles, maybe even to the outsides of your feet. Just come to wherever is appropriate for you, wherever it feels good. We're going to spend our last 60 seconds here. Go ahead and relax your chest down, relax your face, your forehead towards your legs. Nice deep breaths here. Maybe on your next exhale, you fold forward a little bit more. Okay guys, let's take one more nice big inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Good. Okay, go ahead and walk your hands back up your shins. And that's a wrap for today, friends. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to be posting some recover videos every Friday. So we've got a slightly modified training schedule, class schedule for the next week or two. So yeah, we're going to be posting recover videos every Friday. So join us.
Yeah. Tune in, please. If you don't come see us, well then, we got you on a Friday.
Here we are. Here we are. Have a great week.
Bye, guys.